Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is AKINTAYOTIMI. I'm a wedding photographer, yada yada yada, all that good stuff. On today's topic, I will show you how it is very possible, right, to shoot a wedding and deliver your images, not the album, the images within 3 working days after. No jokes, 3 working days. An effective workflow will get you these results. And that is why I think this topic is very important, because some people don't really have a workflow. When I started, I didn't really have a workflow. It was just whatever I could do at this time, I do it, then I try to do the next one at that time. But having a workflow is step-by-step processing, right? Once you have that, then you know you're getting to that result at a desired time, as opposed to the next person who is just doing it as it comes. So what the next person takes like 20 hours to do or 20 days to do, you're doing it shorter, and then you're getting the same results. We're in a world now where speed is very, very important, and not just speed for speed's sake, but speed and quality, speed and effectiveness. So people want to get the same result or even better results at a shorter time. And guess what? If you follow this process, right, which I hope works for you, if you follow this process, you can actually add it to your rate card, to your brochure, or whatever you guys call it these days, and let your client know that, see, if you want to get your images within 3 working days after your wedding, it's going to be an extra fee for premium delivery or for fast track delivery. And they have no idea. I'm actually hoping no couple is watching this right now, but they have no idea that you can actually finish stuff within 3 days, because as wedding photographers, it takes us weeks, it takes us months. Some people actually deliver it in months. Okay, so you can actually make extra money on the side just because you have a very, very effective workflow. All right, so I'll start off with the first thing that I do. Now, on the day of the wedding, me and my assistants, we're often 2, sometimes the 3rd shooter. We go to our respective locations, which is often the hotel or wherever they're both dressing up from. I'm always with the bride. Why I'm with the bride, I really don't know, but the lead photographer is always with the bride. I guess the wedding industry and brides are like 5 and 6. So everything about the wedding, well, most things about the wedding industry pertains to the bride. Like the dress. People want to see the dress. People want to see the makeup. Even when it comes to the pictures. How many groom's pictures do you see online with like 20,000 likes? Very few. I mean, there are, but very few. But the bride is everything. So I guess that's probably why the lead photographer is with the bride. And there's always like a lot of gist and a lot of gossip and a lot of funny things, you know, with the bride as well. But anyway, that's by the way. So when I get there, my other guy gets to wherever he is. The first thing we do, oh gosh, I can't stress this enough because I don't like stress in my life. I really don't. We sync our camera time, okay? We sync our camera time. Now, this is very important. This is very important because the way I shoot, I'm trying to tell a story, and I want it to start from the beginning to the end. I don't want, when I'm done with the images, then I have the end, I have the middle, I have what happened in the church coming before, what happened when they started dressing up. No. I want everything to flow. That way it's easy for me to just work with that process while I'm telling the story, right? Now, prior to knowing about what I'm about to tell you, I would often call my second shooter, Guy Alpha, or more, let's set our camera time. But sometimes you forget, okay? And then you now have to go back in post-production and try to arrange camera time. I don't have that time. So what I do is I go to this website. It's called time.is. time.is. Now, this website gives you an accurate time of whatever location you're in at that moment. A very accurate time. Sometimes more accurate than your phone, actually. Yeah, it may be by like a millisecond or a second or whatever, but it gives you an accurate time. So even if you're in Nairobi and your assistant shooter is in Toronto, you guys should just agree on a location and put it there in time.is and sync your camera time according to that time. So we always do that. It's a given right now. So after doing that, I start shooting. He starts shooting. I don't really care about what he's doing at that time. One thing I would like to mention though is the quality of cards that we use. If you use a fast recording card, it would help you a lot. It will help you especially when you're shooting and also when you're backing up images. A fast recording card is a card that can record a certain size at a faster rate. So if you look at this memory cards, right, by the side of them you will see 90 MBS, 150 MBS, 250 MBS. Is letting you know how much it can copy per second. So with the 90 MBS, it's 90 megabytes per second, 150 megabytes per second, just like that. But the higher it is, the more expensive it is, but the faster it is. Okay, so you're seeing we're cutting our workflow. The first way we cut down the workflow is with the time. That way in post-production, I am not cracking my head trying to sort out time. I've already done that effectively. The second thing is with the speed of copying. So the cards that we use, I mean, 95 is not bad, but I would recommend like 150 MBS. It is fast. It is fast when you're shooting, and it is fast when you are copying. Okay, so I'm just put that out there. Fast cards, fast quality cards. So after that, we're done with the wedding, right? And then I get the memory card from him, and then I go back home. The first thing I do is I back up. Guys, take it from someone who has been there and done that. Please, please back up. Let me kneel down for you. Please, please back up on the day. On the day. You guys need to back up on the day. I can't, life is just so funny. Like, you don't plan these things, but they happen. And if it happens to you at the wrong time, you will be so mad. So mad. I have stories that you don't want to know about, okay? So please back up on the day. Give yourself like 20 minutes before you sleep. I know you're tired. I know your legs hurt, your back hurts or whatnot, but just try and back up. You may have a wedding the next day and then you forgot you didn't back up one particular card. That's happened to me before. Someone can come and borrow a card from you and you thought you backed up and you give it to the person formats it. Anything can happen. Anything. Like, just think of the most random of things. You can actually chill to the next day to back up. You go to get food and then your water in the cup spills and then it spills on the card and then the card stops working. Anything can happen. So back up on the day. I have hard drives that I use. I usually use like 2 terabytes, 3 terabytes. I don't try to push it too far. I don't know. I once heard that those 4 terabytes ones, they can be messy. Yeah, I don't know. But I use 2 and 3 terabytes, and I don't like to take them up and down. That is when you start having problems with your hard drives. Don't be carrying them to Taye's house, Candy's house, and I say, no. I keep them in one place and they're always there. If I need to be mobile, I would make sure that my laptop comes with 1 terabyte itself. Obviously, with the system software and whatever is on there, you know, it takes like 300 off. But I have like a good 500 to 700 gigabytes in there, right? So if I want to be mobile, I'll make sure I've copied the stuff I want to use onto the system, because I just don't like it. It's just preference. So I just don't like carrying my hard drives up and down. The bag can fall, the hard drive can fall, anything can happen. It's always better to be safe than to be sorry. So I back up on the day, on the night, and then I go to bed. And this is what happens. I back up in like 30 minutes. Yes. And I'm talking about, you know, we have 64 MB cards and we have 128 MB cards, right? So I have like, if I shoot 2 cameras and my assistant shoots 2 cameras, we have probably 4 or 5 memory cards on the day. And I'm done backing up in like 30 minutes or like 40 minutes tops, because they are fast cards. Remember? Fast cards. So that's that. Now the next day, which is often a Sunday, so it doesn't really count as a working day. So let's just say the next day is a Monday, for instance, right? So on Monday, what I do is I get all the images, since they're like all in different folders, right? I get all of them and I put them in one folder. So you have at least like, for me, like 10,000 images, typically. Yeah, I don't know if that's a lot. For some people it's not a lot, for some people it's a lot, but I shoot a lot, but not really a lot. A lot is subjective to what you think a lot is. So I don't shoot a lot that is nonsense. That's the thing, but I shoot a lot. So there's quality in my a lot. So I'm not just shooting for shooting's sake. I'm shooting because I'm seeing something and I really want to get options. I'd rather have options than not have any option, right? So let me know that I have 10 shots of this beautiful thing and I want to pick the best one. Sometimes the best, if it's a bride, for instance, the best image in that 10 can just be her flicking her hair, and that happened randomly, and that changes the whole image. Okay, so you want to make sure you have options. I got options. Whose song is that? Baby, give me all your love. I don't know. I think it's Damian Marley. Anyway, so I always love to have options, right? So when I put these images in one folder, I drag them to my first software, Photo Mechanic. photo mechanic is a life changer. I sounded like a Nigerian back there. Photo mechanic is a lifesaver. It's an absolute lifesaver. I can't stress it enough. They're amazing. Whoever came up with that stuff, God bless you. What I would do before is that, I would delete the ones that I don't want. But with Photo Mechanic, is a non-destructive software. What does that mean? When I put the images in there, I don't have to delete. So they're still there in case you want to go back. However, you're just selecting from that and copying into a different destination. So it is better. It is way better than having to delete stuff and put it in a recycle bin and you can't find it anymore. So this is how Photo Mechanic works. If you want a detailed explanation, you probably have to check on YouTube, which you probably are on right now, or maybe I may make a video about it later. But on Photo Mechanic, I'll just explain how it works. You drag the images, you put it onto the software. What happens is it loads all the images, but it loads them with the file name. Okay, you can then click on the rearrangement to rearrange it with the time. So when you rearrange it with the time, everything rearranges and is now in a sequential order in front of the time. So what happened at 5 p.m. comes up before what happened at 6 p.m. right? So it keeps going that way till the end. It's so amazing. So you see your whole story from both your perspective and the assistant photographer's perspective, everything all laid out. So you're like, oh wow. So when we were shooting portraits, when I was shooting portraits, he was shooting portraits. That is so cool. Oh, when she was wearing the shoe that already left, everything just goes in a sequence and it's just so easy for you, to tell the story that way. Now, the mechanism in which Photo Mechanic works is it works by selecting images with a color tag. They have different colors in there, and this color tags comes with like the numbers on your keyboard. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and different colors: red, blue, green, black, yellow. So you select the colors, you select the number you want, and then it tags a color to it. I think number 1 is like pink. I think, yeah. So it puts the number in it. So when you're done, you then have different pinks because you've tagged it by just pressing number 1. Then you then tell the software to choose just the pinks. So you select just the pinks and you export just the pinks. That way you've not deleted the 10,000 you have. However, you've been able to call out just the pinks, and just the pinks can be like 1,500. So you have your best 1,500. You may want to call again and reduce it down to like 800 or like 1,000. It depends. For me, when I have like 10,000 images, after calling, I'll probably end up with I'm very strict in my calling because I like the story to follow. I don't like repetitive pictures. Okay, so people that shoot the shoe 20 times, shoot the necklace 50 times, I don't do all that stuff. Shoot the shoe once. Like, why does she want to see 20 types or ways of her shoes hanging? No, to me, it's just boring. So I call down to like 1,002, right, or 1,003. Then I take it to my next software, which is Capture One. That is where I edit, and I can reduce it some more down to like maybe 800. Okay, so that is that for Photo Mechanic. Fantastic software. You don't edit with it, you just call with it. It's kind of like editing, because that's like the first stage of editing. But yeah, so I call with Photo Mechanic. Okay, good. Now I can do this in one day because of how fast it is, right? So you are not worried about a slow process. You're not worried about your system hanging because these files are heavy. I'm talking like 30 megabytes for one image, 50 megabytes for one image because it's raw, right? So, because it's raw. Yeah, obviously, because it's raw. So they're heavy. So you need something that can turn it really quickly. If you put them in Lightroom, it would just be, I don't know, if you have a fast system, you're good, but if you don't have a fast system, it's kind of slow, right? Because you're waiting for like that 2 seconds or 3 seconds for it to finish loading. I don't like it. But on Photo Mechanic, it is blazing fast, like sonic boom, really fast. So the next software that I use is my editing software, my beloved Capture One. I use Capture One for all my RAW files, which are .raf for Fuji, my ARW files for my Sony, and my NEF files for Nikon images. I just love the software. I love the user interface. The way it handles the images is just perfect. What sold me, was the fact that when you drop your raw images on Capture One, it doesn't reduce the quality. Like, it doesn't, not exactly quality, but it doesn't reduce the way it looks. That thing annoyed me with Adobe Lightroom. Like, you see this really nice image, then when you drop it in Adobe without any preset, of course, it looks so flat, so bland, and So depressing. So with Capture One, you already have it right there. So you then have to now begin to tweak it to whatever suits you. So I've saved my own presets and I love it. Now the kind of disadvantage of Capture One is you don't really have presets out there to buy. There are some which are not really great, yeah, compared to Lightroom where everybody has a preset that is selling these days. So with Capture One, you kind of have to make your own presets. Some come with the software which are really good. You can build on that for your own. You know, I have mine and it works for me. I'm not giving it to you, no. Well, not now. Good, so that's that. So I finished working on Capture One, and when I'm done, I export the images, right? Let's say this is day 2. So day 1 is when I called. The way I call, I have my screen, and then I have like the big screen where I'm watching like Netflix or I'm playing music or whatever, right? So it's so seamless. So I have my food and I'm just, one eye is there and one eye I'm calling. Yeah, kind of. Doesn't always work that way though, but kind of works. So day 1, I've called. Day 2, or if you still have spare time in day 1, even better for you. But let's just, for the purpose of this, day 2. And day 2, what do? I Capture One. So when I'm done with Capture One, I then export my images all in one folder, right? And then I name them. So it's now Dayo and Deji, okay? Everything is named. Then I have the sequence. So I have my story like literally coming to life. Now I have like maybe 800 or 900 images, right? Good. So I didn't take it to the third software, which is my Photoshop software. So now what my Capture One does for me is it helps me color correct, right? It helps me crop, makes my images sharper, makes it punchier, you know, it's a lot vivid, and I'm able to tell my story better with Capture One. So once I'm done with that, I just need that final sauce, you know, that would just make the image fresh, just make it smooth, touch up the skin, you know, make it glow and all whatnot. That took me a while to find. So guys, that I'm letting you know, this is a trademark secret. I feel like I need to whisper it to you. Come. Did you get it? Are you serious? Portraiture. Oh, God damn it. Portraiture. That's the name of the software. Portraiture. Portraiture has changed my life, right? As a plugin, I don't really think they have a standalone software. It's a plugin that comes with Photoshop, and I think comes with Lightroom as well. And they also have the Noiseware one, but I don't really use that one because I have dope cameras where I can shoot really high. I don't get noise. So I use the Portraiture one. Now, you adjust the parameters to suit you. Okay, if you take it to the extreme, you get all that Photoshop look where everywhere is just, just paint, like it's just soft, too soft. I don't like that. So I adjust it to be just a hint of it, but that hint works perfectly for me. Okay, so get Portraiture, right? Go online, you find it in the Adobe Cloud, whatever, and then download it, use it with either Lightroom or with Photoshop. Now, how many images do I have? I said about 900, right? 800, 900, maybe 1,000. You can imagine having to go through all these images one by one, applying Portraiture. I ain't got that time. No way. So what I do is I create an action. I create an action with Photoshop. An action is a sequence of things you want Photoshop to do, and then you save it, and that's it. I really hope that's a good explanation, but that's what an action is. Or after this, just go and Google Photoshop actions, how to make Photoshop actions. So I make an action on Photoshop that says the following. The first thing is open, meaning Photoshop, open this image. I save that. The next thing is import. It imports the image. It's kind of like same as open anyway. The third thing is apply Portraiture. I put it there, it applies Portraiture. The next thing is save, it saves the image. The next thing is close, closes the image. Then it continues with the next one. So it will keep doing this automatically, like it's automated by itself, right? And it will do it until there's no other image there. So once I'm done with that action, I will save it. I can save it as my YouTube action, for instance. Let's say that's the name. So when I'm now done with the Capture One, I will go into Photoshop, select the folder that has the images from Capture One, and tell Photoshop, right, apply these actions on this folder, on the images in this folder, and I will just kick back and relax. I promise you, I'll kick back and relax, like it would do everything itself. And this is day 2. So give or take, I'm actually done editing in day 2. Of course, you have to be someone that doesn't get too distracted to finish editing in one day, but it is very possible because I do it. So let's say you can't finish in one day. We have day 3. So don't forget you still have day 3. And if you finish culling early in day 1, you still have part of day 1 to start editing. So there is ample time, right? Good. So once it's done with that, then I have my images ready. Like I'm ready to go. The next thing I do is I have this, I know this platform that I've subscribed to called Pixie-Sets. Pixie-Sets is an online gallery. Meaning an online gallery. It's a gallery online where you upload your images on and you share with your clients or with friends, whatever. Just give them the link. It is so user-friendly. The interface is so easy. The web interface and the phone interface, and it's so professional, right? So when I'm done, my client gets an email from Pixie-Set via me saying, "Hi, thank you, Dion Dutan, for having me as your wedding photographer. I had so much fun at your wedding. Here are the images from the wedding. I really hope you enjoyed it. Well, you enjoy it, and you can share with family and friends." And I love that part where they can share it easily, because that sells your market for you. Like, people are like, "Wow, this is really nice stuff," and people can save from there. So you don't have to be individually sending somebody a picture on WhatsApp. "We'll take this." You take this. Oh, so much work. So I use pixieset.com. You pay for it. It's not free. You pay for it. All right. When I'm done with that, what is next? That's it. So I've delivered the Pixie-Set 3 days. After that, if I want to make an album, I use Fundy Album Designer. You can go on YouTube. I'm sure you see videos on how to use Fundy, but I use Fundy to make my albums. It's very simple. Very, very simple. If I can do it, you can do it. And it's automated. You put the selected images in there, you select the size you want, and what else? And then you just drag and drop. Like literally drag and drop, and it would arrange it for you. Then you can now rearrange it the way it would suit you, and you export. So if the client actually gives you permission, right, to choose images, you can actually shoot a wedding on Saturday and deliver everything down to the album before the next Saturday. Mad. And that's what I do. That's really what I do. And that's my whole process. And for someone like me, who I'm really blessed by God and fortunate to get like a lot of weddings, like, back to back and stuff like that, this is for my own good, because I hit backlog. I just want to get stuff done and dusted. So I want to be done with this before the next one. If not, it will just pile up. And I have colleagues out there who don't like to edit on the same day. They have their own reason, and I respect that. It's preference. Some of them I've spoken with, they say, they want a clear head, right? They just want a clear mind. They want to go forget about the wedding, come back with a fresh eye and see things. That kind of makes sense. Doesn't work for me though, because I'll get bored. No way. I want when it's fresh, when it's hot. Let me be doing it, and let me know I'm done with it. I don't want. It's like a debt. You ever owe someone money, and then you're buying new stuff, and your money, like, I probably shouldn't be buying this because I'm owing someone money, and it's just hanging in your head. That's it. I just want to be done with the wedding, and when the story is still fresh. Because if I shoot again, then I have another story that is fresh, and I will have forgotten a lot of things that happened at the first story. So I like to finish stuff real quick. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do the usual. Give me a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe, tell a friend. People don't never really say tell a friend. So tell a friend, because this is information that people kind of need to know. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, so we can be friends. And we can do this every weekend. Sound like a rapper. But please subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm so grateful. Au revoir.